Hi there. Today, Gammy's going to read you a book called Too Many Promises. It's about the Muppets. One Monday morning, there was a big new poster hanging on the bulletin board next to the principal's office. Everyone crowded around to read it, talking excitedly. Make a book poster. Write and illustrate a book about anything. You can work on it alone or with someone else. Books must be in by May 1st. Winners will be announced on May 31st. Gee, said Piggy, May 1st is only 2 weeks away. I'm going to make a book with all these jump rope rhymes I know, said Skeeter. Let's see, I'll start with A. My name is Alice. I come from Alaska and I sell artichokes. And she skipped off to think of more. Gonzo was excited too. I know just what I'm going to call mine, he said. Really great things to do with fungus. That afternoon, Fozzie was walking home with Kermit. I was thinking, Kermit, he said. That poster said you could work on it together. I think it would be a lot of fun to write a book with someone, and since you're my best friend, well, I was thinking maybe we can work on a joke book together. Gee, said Kermit, I was kind of thinking about doing a book myself, about baseball maybe. Oh, please, 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 begged Kermit. Or Fozzie, we could do such a great book together. Oh, Fozzie, I can never say no to you, said Kermit. That night, Kermit was working on softening up his baseball mitt when the phone rang in the kitchen. It was Piggy. Hi, Kermit, said Piggy very, very sweetly. Kermit could tell right away what she wanted. Kermit, said Piggy, you know that book writing contest at school? Yes, said Kermit. Well, I was thinking, Kermit, said Piggy, since I have this great idea for a book, and since you are my very, very good friend, said Kermit. With a sinking in his heart, he knew what was coming next. You mean you'll work on the book with me? Said Kermit. That's so wonderful. Maybe you could write it and I could illustrate it. Let's draw the pictures in the book. You see, it's a romantic story about this girl who falls in love with a handsome, dashing prince. And then there's an evil queen. But, said Kermit. And then the evil queen casts a spell on the kingdom and everyone turns into donkeys. And the prince is the only one who could save everyone because the spell doesn't work on him because he's so good. And, but, Kermit tried to say. Kermit felt torn. He didn't see how he could promise Fozzie and not Piggy. Piggy would feel so hurt, and she would think that Kermit liked Fozzie better than her. Okay, said Kermit, I'll do it. I can never say no to you, Piggy. Oh, Kermit, you're going to do it with me? That's so wonderful, said Piggy. Now, we had better start soon. And so the next day they began working. After school, Kermit and Piggy went to the park and began working on their book. Do you really think the handsome prince should save, see, that's them working. Do you really think the handsome prince should save the girl, said Kermit? I mean, isn't that a little old-fashioned? Maybe the girl should save the prince. No, said Piggy. I know just how this book should be. The prince should save the girl. Okay, Kermit said, sighing. When Kermit got home, he hardly had any time to do his own homework. He was racing to get the math problems done when his mother knocked on the door. I forgot to tell you, she said. Fozzie called after school. He wants to get together with you to work on the book. Okay, Mom, said Kermit. I'll call him back. The next day, Kermit met Fozzie at the library, and they began working on their joke book. Do you think we need quite so many knock-knock jokes? Asked Kermit helpfully. We really have an awful lot of them. We definitely need a lot, said Fozzie firmly. They are the best ones. Kermit's eyes drifted over to the baseball shelf in the library, and all the books looked so interesting. Boy, could I write some really good tips on throwing a curveball, thought Kermit. If I had the time. Come on, Kermit, said Fozzie. Let's find some more knock-knock jokes. That night, Kermit got home and ate dinner. He had to do his homework under the covers with the flashlight. I think he was getting kind of tired. For a whole week, Kermit's life went on like this. One afternoon, he would work with Fozzie. The next afternoon, he would work with Piggy. He didn't have time to do his homework. He didn't have time to play baseball. He didn't have time to do much of anything, much less write his own book on how to throw a curveball. He was pretty tired. On Monday, when the contest deadline was a week away, Mr. Bumper gave back the class homework. When he passed Kermit's desk, he stopped. Kermit, I'm a little surprised at you. You usually do good on your homework, but last week was very rushed and sloppy. Are you having any problems? Kermit looked at the floor in embarrassment. I'm not having a problem, he said. I'll do better this week. But he thought, I am having a problem. He took the school bus home and that day. He wanted to get home as fast as he could, so he had plenty of time to work on his schoolwork. Fozzie sat next to him. Kermit, he said, we still need a lot of knock-knock jokes. Maybe you should come over over to my house and work on the book with me this afternoon. Piggy was sitting in front of them. Hold on, Kermit, she said. You can't work on a book with Fozzie. You have to come to my house and work on our book. I'm sorry, Piggy, said Fozzie. You must be mistaken. Kermit's working with me. Kermit stood up right on the school bus. Then he remembered he wasn't supposed to do that, and he sat back down. Wait a second, he yelled. I can't do this anymore. Fozzie and Piggy just looked at him, stunned. I know I said yes to both of you, Kermit said, but I never should have. I don't have time to write my own baseball book. I don't have time to do my homework. I'm a wreck. Besides, you both know what you want your books to be. You don't need me. It's time for me to start saying no. I am really sorry. Gee, said Fozzie, I didn't know you were feeling that way. I wish you had just hadn't said yes to start with. But I guess I can finish my book myself. I really do know what I want it to be like. Maybe you shouldn't have agreed to work with me, said Piggy, but it's okay. I can finish the book alone. Besides, I still think the prince should rescue the girl. Thank you, guys, said Kermit. I feel like I was just carrying a ton of bricks around, and I just had to put them down. So, Kermit, said Fozzie, do you think you can get your baseball book done in a week? I'm sure going to try, said Kermit with a grin. Kermit went right home and did all his homework, and then he began to work on his book. A good curveball, he began. It's just a matter of practice and a little magic. He was very pleased with his first sentence, so he kept going, and he kept working on it every day that week. The morning of May 1st, Kermit walked to school with Piggy and Fozzie. Did you finish your book? Asked Fozzie. I've got it right here, replied Kermit, patting his book bag. I've got mine too, said Piggy. So do I, said Fozzie. It wound up just being a book of lots and lots and lots of knock-knock jokes. Wow, said Kermit. Glad he hadn't had to listen to all of them. Well, good luck to all of us. The three of them shook hands. It was a very hard wait until the judges decided, but at last the big day came and the special assembly was called to announce the winner. We had a hard time choosing, said Mr. Bumper. The books were all so wonderful, but there was one book that was just so interesting that we had to award it first prize. The book was Really Great Things You Can Do with Fungus. Gonzo, come on up and get your prize. We teachers learned a lot from the books that all of you students wrote, said Mr. Bumper as he pinned on Gonzo's ribbon. I sure learned a lot of stuff that you can do with fungus, said Gonzo happily. And I learned a lot too, said Kermit to himself, smiling as he clapped. All about curveballs and that it's okay sometimes to say no. The end. Gammy loves you. Bye-bye.